that it will affect its strength, its structure, its capacity in Rivers State. That's the angle I'm looking at it from. I'm looking at it from how it affects or how it implicates Rivers State in all of the politics at play. And if it does affect the strength, I want you to have at the back of your mind that Abdullahi Ganduje at one time boasted that APC will take over the brick house. What are the options for the governor who, remember, is not happy about the current PDP structure in Rivers State? He wasn't a part of the Congress. Of course, the Congress has been heavily criticized by some of his followers. And so the question then is, once again, how does this affect the political structure of the PDP, or basically the party structure of the PDP in Rivers State? That's my first big story. Once again, welcome. Okay, let's quickly, and before I even move forward, I do think very shortly we'll get to see maybe the beginning of the end to all of the political imbroglio that we have experienced in the past 1 year plus. When I say the beginning of the end, we will begin to see, maybe a lower middle court give judgment. Remember, the Court of Appeal had adjourned till January 2025. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has also now, today that is, adjourned its judgment or its ruling to the 21st of January 2025 as well. It's really interesting. That suit was initiated by Victor Okojumbo and others against Martin Ameule and others, asking that the court should declare their seats, that is the seat of Martin Ameule, vacant following the announcement of their defection. So we're getting to the crescendo. I want to believe, I do understand that whatever judgment the Federal High Court gives will go to the appeal, court. That is, if there is no superior judgment from the Court of Appeal and if there is no superior judgment from the Supreme Court, because we have cases littered across the various courts, the levels of courts, and it's really reaching the point where I can dare say it is the beginning of the end. I might be wrong, but let's get your thoughts. PDP, what do you make of that? Now let's move quickly to the second big story. And my second big story has got to do with the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RSIEC. It was in our news yesterday and even today. Some people who worked, ad hoc staff of RSIEC, they're complaining. They are complaining bitterly, and they're saying, see, we were given warning before, but right now we're going to go on a protest if nothing is done to make available payment for services rendered. Now, you would remember that the local government elections were conducted on the 5th of October. And since then, which is more than a month, almost 2 months, the ad hoc staff are yet to be paid. So they're threatening to go on a protest. They're threatening to, to shut down. I don't know where they want to shut down, but they're also calling on the governor to ensure that the right thing is done and that their monies are paid once again for services rendered. So what are your thoughts, really? What do you think about what is happening as it relates to RSIEC? Take a listen.
So since that time, we've not heard from RSIEC. No communication, no information. We've even gone to the office to see for the consent of the commissioner. We've been planning for a kind of protest, but because we love the governor, we didn't want the enemies of the state to, take advantage of this protest. But if nothing is done up to now, maybe to protest.
Our effort to get to the people and the authorities involved have been proved, but nobody is telling us anything. Now, no effort has been made by the government, by the state government, or by the district to pay. I'm from Gokana.
Well, if we didn't get any payment from now, we have to just go for a peaceful protest to make our intentions clear to the public that we will not be paid for this long after the election, and also to inform the governor that this is what has been going on for this long.
Protest, there's nothing bad in it, and I believe listening governor. I expect the RSIEC chairman.
The show continues after this break.
Staffers there, tell you what the challenge is. No correspondence from RSIEC, no explanation. They don't know what is going on. They haven't been paid, that's for sure. But let's take a listen to some other staffers as they narrate their ordeal.
SPO. And since after that time, even in Nigeria local government, we have not been paid our training allowances. Not to talk of the main money for the service provision.
I am one of the persons that was recruited by the River State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct the just concluded local government election in the state. While we were conducting the election, the SPO
and at the end of the day, worked throughout that day. And up till now, nothing. I'm not happy that RSIEC would choose us like this. I'm not happy. I don't know what's the problem, whether logistic problem, I don't know, but I'm not happy.
Even those that we hardly work for have assumed offices and started receiving salaries and benefits of those positions they occupy. But we that did the work, we haven't paid. So it's bad.
So what angle are you looking at the story from? Are you looking at it from like one of them said, logistics? Are they logistics challenges? Is the government yet to release funds for payment of these salaries? I wonder, but I doubt it. I might be wrong, but I doubt it. So then the second option will be these monies, have they been released to RSIEC? Because I remember at some point RSIEC had said, I remember sometime in October, RSIEC had said that the glitches, what they call it now, technical difficulties experienced by some banks at the time were responsible for the failure to pay or to release funds to pay salaries of the pay for the services of ad hoc staffers. So I'm wondering, is it still the banks now, or is it that what could be the challenge? Is it the normal system issues that we have in the country? Is it the normal transparency issues that we have in the country? What could be at play right now? I mean, during general elections, we've also heard stories where some people will call out INEC for not paying, the ad hoc staff in time, or not even remembering them sometimes. So maybe we should go back to the perspective of logistics, logistical challenges. What do you think? Well, let's quickly touch on the third big story now. And my third big story is really interesting. It has to do with the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Now, yesterday we told you that he failed to appear before the River State Judiciary Commission of Inquiry investigating the destruction of some local government secretariats in the state. And maybe it could have been because he was busy attending to the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who, of course, paid a visit to Nigeria and was in the company of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his visit. The FCT minister, according to pictorial evidence, was seen welcoming the Indian Prime Minister when he landed in Nigeria. However, there are reports, you can call it social media gossip. The social media gossip alleged that the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, was barred from entering into the villa because he was drunk, according to the report from the Daily Post. Now, we are being told by that report from the Daily Post that the FCT minister has denied the allegations of being barred and also denied the allegations of being drunk. Now, according to the report, the FCT minister is said to have argued or said to have defended that his duty was to, pick up the Indian Prime Minister Modi at the airport and take him to his hotel room, and which he did on Saturday, by the way. And on Sunday, his job was to take the Indian Prime Minister from the hotel room to meet with the president at the villa, and that's what he did. And after, delivering the Prime Minister to the president, his job was done. But do you buy that story? Do you think, because sometimes I like to probe, and it gets me in trouble all the time when I do probe and I try to read in between the lines, but I'm going to try probing one more time. Do you think that, if we read in between the line, there could be a political statement? Because yes, even though his job was to deliver the Indian Prime Minister, we've seen several times that, when you deliver, you form a part of whatever convoy or whatever, team is, whatever team is that is welcoming wherever you're welcoming. Could there be a crack? Could there be? I don't know, because recently the Deputy Minister has had to swim through several troubled waters. Petitions here, calls there, activists the other side. Everybody, trying to get a pound of flesh of the FCT Minister. So could they be a crack, so to say? Could they really have barred the FCT Minister from getting into the villa? Maybe not drunk, so to say. Maybe we don't have to say. There is no evidence to that, right? So we can't focus on him being drunk. After all, he has denied it. There was also the pictorial evidence of him at the airport with the Indian Prime Minister. But, that's something of conversation, I believe. What do you think? Well, let's go now to the phones and let's get talking. Someone is asking me if the foreign is one line of a Buddha. That's what we've been told. And so if it's supposed to question, I'm not going to decide. I will tell you. Let's go for long and talking and let your water. Remember, this is Huxley Live, Facebook Live on YouTube. We are active on X. Now, the citizen says, is he the foreign affairs minister? I don't understand what the minister is playing and government from Buri. 02081938193007. Now, let's look at WhatsApp 090306. You can get WhatsApp number to call via